Thank you for landing on my site about what you're looking for on information on the USDA program. What is the USDA program? Do you qualify for the USDA program? And how does the program work? This is a great program for you looking to purchase a home with absolutely no money down. That's no money. FHA's 3.5%, conventional's 3%, VA's you got to be a veteran, but that's no money down. But the USDA Home Loan Purchase Program in Arizona, you do not have to have any money for the down payment. You do have to have money for the closing costs, but I'm going to give you a special treat all the way at the end of the video. Watch the end of the video, like, comment, subscribe to our channel at the end of the video. But I wanted to let you know that you can purchase a home on the USDA program with absolutely no money for the down payment, and there's a scenario where we can finance your closing cost. So listen to the whole entire video. I'll try to make it sweet and short and quick as possible. But if you're a home buyer looking to purchase a home in the state of Arizona and you're limited on funds, look at the USDA program. Now, there's certain areas. What USDA requires is you meet income requirements. The home must be in an approved USDA lending area, which it can't be in the metropolitan Phoenix area or Tucson, because those areas are heavily populated and they do not meet the requirements. But here are some of the cities that are qualified right now for the USDA program as I'm doing this video: Kingman, Morristown, Wittman, Wickenburg, Quartzite, Gila Bend, Winslow, Williams, Cottonwood, Chino Valley, Jerome, Wilcox, and Page. If you're not looking in those particular areas, but you're wanting to purchase a home and this is close to your job or family or commute, these are great areas to look in that you can purchase a home and get qualified for that particular property for sale in these areas. And I'm going to show you what the map is for that area and how to look it up. Also, there are income requirements which are very healthy. So somebody making $200,000 a year in the state of Arizona combined with the other applicants, they're not going to qualify for this program because there are income limits. They have increased yearly, and right now as I do this video and on the USDA website, June 8th of 2022, the income limit for the state of Arizona, this is up to 4 people in the household. 1, 2, 3, and 4 people living in the household is $103,500. So your gross income cannot exceed that with 4 people. You can go up to, with 5 people and above, $136,600. That is healthy. So if you got 5 people in the household making $136,600 or less, you can qualify. But if you got 5 people making $150,000, this is not going to be the program for you because you make too much money. But if you're uncertain on how we figure the income, call me so we can go over that. But if you're looking in Wickenburg and you're making $140,000 and you got 5 people, call me, because there might be some ways that we can adjust that on how we qualify your income. So do call me on that, because USDA has an income calculator on their site that you can go in and plug the numbers and they're going to say yes, you qualify, or no, you don't qualify. But a USDA approved underwriter has to look at your file to make sure that you qualify based on the income. So you cannot exceed that with $103,000. So now we got the income established on 1 to 4 people and then 5+ people and what you can make in the state of Arizona. The income is healthy. So let's talk about that. We got to make sure the income does qualify and meet the guidelines for USDA. So here's the USDA website. What it says, what the program's about. Must meet income qualification, agree to buy it as an owner occupied. You cannot purchase these as an investment property. These have to be an owner occupied primary residence, be a U.S. citizen, U.S. non-citizen national, or a resident alien, qualified alien. We're going to go into what the sites are. So we established the income and the home where this is going to be located, and that's where we're going to go in next. So the income, you cannot make $200,000 with up to 8 people. So we need to talk about that. The available areas, there must be in an approved USDA lending area. When you click on this site, it's going to take you here. I'm going to have this link below, so all you do is click on it. But you're going to click on this site here, the link's below. It's going to take you to this site here. You want to make sure it says property eligibility. You must press accept. All right, so you clicked on the accept. It's going to take you to this address bar. I already found an address in Wittman. You press go and it says this property is located in the available area. Now, in the state of Arizona, you can see all this shaded area. That's going to be in Maricopa County, the Phoenix metro area. You can go down to Tucson. All the areas in shaded Sierra Vista, they are not going to be approved in the USDA lending area. Gila Bend, some parts of Yuma, Quartzite, Wickenburg, Wittman. You're going to have Kingman, Arizona over here. You're going to have Cottonwood, and you can really go down into Jerome, Verde Village, Chino Valley. Come over here, and you're going to have Winslow. So all these areas are going to be approved in the USDA lending area. So you've made the income requirements at that $103,500 and below, up to 4 people. Now you want to purchase into these particular areas, great. Now USDA does not require a credit score. The lender is going to require the credit score. Right now, most lenders are 620 or 640 and above. If you don't have a credit score, we got to go into the guidelines to see if you can meet like the rent requirements, go on somebody's account as an authorized user to start building credit. If you meet the verification of rent, you have 2 open trade lines, then with no credit score, which I doubt you won't have one, then we can look at that. And I can submit it to our underwriters and see if we can do something like that as a to be determined address. But the USDA is a great program with limited funds for the down payment and or closing costs. Now, the closing costs. This house here in Wittman, let's press go again. It is $200,000. The property address that I have here is $200,000. You can put no money down for that property. Now you need to speak with your realtor. You're going to have some funds to open up escrow, and you need to connect with your realtor about that on how much you need to. It's called an EMD, earnest money deposit. So when you make an offer, once we get you pre-qualified on the USDA program, you meet the income and the debt ratio requirements, which we'll go into next. You can't have a high debt to income, which is income, your gross income versus what's going out the door, credit cards, auto payments, student loans. They're not as high as what an FHA or VA is. Let's just go into that right now on the USDA. The standard with a 680 or below credit score is a 29 front end, which front end is the mortgage payment. The HOA, mortgage insurance, property taxes, homeowners insurance, the principal and interest payment, if there's any flood insurance, all that's going to be included in the front end ratio, which is your gross income. Let's say it's $1,000 a month. You cannot have more than $290 mortgage going out. So it's 29% of that gross income. The back end is 41%. So that's the front end, which is the mortgage payment, and then all your other debt that's going to appear on your credits report, along with child support or alimony, or you got anything come from your pay stub as a deduction. So not like taxes deductions, like a forced payment like child support or somebody suing you and it's coming directly from your paycheck. Now you can go higher on the debt to income ratio with compensating factors, a 680 or above, as well as having a reserve requirements. Reserves are not required. Reserve means your mortgage payment is $1,000 a month and you have $3,000 in the bank. So if we want to push that debt to income ratio, we got to have some compensating factors. But if we stay within that 29-41 debt ratio, you don't have to have a 680. You don't have to have reserve requirements. Those are not required for the USDA. But if you want to push the max, which is 32%, so the front end standard is 29, but if we need to go 31%, then that's where you got to have the compensating factors to have the 31 front and the 44 back. And the compensating factors is a 680 credit score. That's mandatory. And at least one of the other items, such as you have a good rent history for the last 12 months. You have 2 to 3 months worth of reserve requirements. Let me see, it says 3 months. 3 months of reserve requirements. So mortgage payments $1,000 a month. You have $3,000 in the bank. That's stocks, bonds, IRAs, mutual funds, checking, savings. We can use all that for reserve requirements. So that's the debt to income ratio. The property, and let's go back to the property. I know I kind of bounced all over the place. But the property address here, the property is listed for $200,000. You make an offer with your realtor, the property appraises for $210,000. Great, you're walking in with equity. This is the only program that will allow you to finance your closing costs. Not that will allow you, the programs won't. FHA will not allow you to finance closing costs. VA or conventional will not allow you to finance closing costs with that freed up equity. So the one rule is, if we can finance your closing costs, the home must appraise for higher than what you agree to purchase it. This property here is $200,000. It appraises for $210,000. You got $10,000 worth of equity. We don't need that much for closing costs. Let's say closing costs is $5,000, $6,000. You have that $10,000 of equity that we can finance that $5,000 to $6,000 of closing cost. There you go. You can purchase a property with absolutely no money for the down payment. Talk to your realtor about open escrow, what's called an earnest money deposit. It can be $500 to $5,000. You got to talk to your realtor about opening escrow. Now, if we can finance everything, you get that $500 back. But if you put it in there, that $500 or $1,000 that you open up escrow with, that's going to be applied for the closing cost. So if the closing cost is $6,000, you got $1,000 into escrow. Now your remaining closing cost is $5,000 because there's no money for the down payment. But if the home appraises higher, we can finance that closing cost. So you're basically purchasing a property for the appraisal, which would be about $400 to $600 depending on the location of the property and the availability of appraisers. So $400 to $600. A home inspection is not required, but highly recommended. Speak with your realtor about that. And that can run anywhere between $500 to $600, $300. Do speak with your realtor. They're going to have more contacts on the home inspection side. We don't get involved on that as the lending side. So let's say you appraise it for $500 and you find the home inspector for $400, $900. You just purchased a property for $900. But that means that the home appraised for higher than the agreed upon purchase price and enough equity that we can finance your closing costs and no money down. So you just bought a property in an approved lending area. You met the debt ratio requirement, the income requirements, the credit score. Our company 620 is what we require on the credit score. But do talk to me. If you're willing and able to purchase a property in the approved lending area and you have some challenges such as credit, let's talk and let's build that credit. If you have the income and you don't exceed the income limit of $103,500 with 4 people in the household. This is as of June. Now this can go up and this can come down. So if you're watching this video 2 years later, we need to reconnect because the income may be up or may be down. And right now it's trending that the income has gone up on the max income up to the 4 people in the household as well from 5 to 8. So give me a call if you're looking in these approved lending areas in Arizona on the USDA program. It's a great program. It's not utilized enough. A lot of people don't know about the USDA program. A lot of realtors do not know about the USDA program. If they're in an area like Kingman, they're going to know it. If they're in an area like Gila Bend or Wittman or Wickenburg of Arizona, they're going to know Morristown too as well. They're going to know about this program because it is available in their area. Now, if you're down here in the Phoenix area, a lot of these realtors don't know about it because they don't specialize in it because they don't work outside of the Metro Phoenix area. So they may not know about it because you can see all the shaded areas here in Phoenix area. It's not approved for USDA lending. And that can change as the population grows. Wittman, this home here may come off the approved list. This may be shaded here and go all the way up to Wickenburg. Who knows? But as the population grows, every 10 years when the census comes out, they find where this population is, and then the map starts to change. Shaded areas become non-shaded, non-shaded areas become shaded. So you will see that in the state of Arizona. Look at the USDA program. It's not utilized enough. Flagstaff, which kind of Flagstaff was, but you can see it's shaded in Flagstaff. Winslow, Hollenbrook, Chambers. Now these are not highly populated areas, but if you're willing to go to Williams and drive into Flagstaff, like I said, they can go all the way down to the street level. So here's probably a little tiny area outside of Flagstaff over here that might have some homes. It may not, but that is an approved area over here. But if you can see some homes, Belmont, in Williams, Maine in Arizona, those are all approved areas. Now, it's a little drive into Flagstaff, but if you're willing to make that drive, then check these areas out for the USDA program. I'm going to have the link below. I'm going to have also our link for the interest rates. The interest rates on the USDA are awesome. They're better than the conventional programs. They can compete because it's a government type loan, so they compete with the FHA and the VA. It's not limited to first-time home buyers, so you do not have to be a first-time home buyer. You could have sold a property 6 months ago, and you can jump onto this program. So you're not limited to being a first-time home buyer. You cannot, though, there's a small window that you can own another property at the time of closing, but you got to meet a certain criteria. I outgrew the home because of family growth, but we got to talk about that. But USDA does not, particularly like you having another property at the time of closing their USDA loan. So you're gonna have to get rid of that property. If you don't own a property, great, you don't have to worry about it. But let's talk about the USDA program in the state of Arizona. It's a great, great program. I love to connect with you, talk to you about it, work through what we need to work through if you got credit issues, income issues, cash issues. Don't bank on what I said earlier that, the stars must align that right now, as I'm doing this video, it's a seller's market. It's kind of turning a little bit, but right now it's a seller's market, not a buyer's market. So if you got to work with a good realtor that's going to be able to find that diamond in the rough, that's a lendable property that's going to appraise higher than what the agreed upon purchase price is, and we're going to finance your closing costs. But do have some closing costs. That's just icing on the cake if it can appraise higher than what your agreed upon purchase price is, to have enough equity that are appraised for, to have that monies to finance your closing costs. But do have some closing costs in the bank for backup. That's just the stars must align for that home to appraise higher than what you're purchasing it for. But USDA Home Loan in the state of Arizona. My name is Nathan Rufty. I'd love to talk to you about this program. The link below to this site is going to be on the link below. Also a link below to our interest rates, daily interest rates. They're updated every single day that the market is open. Also, all my contact information is below. Thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. Please like, subscribe, and share this video, and comment. Love to hear from you. Thank you.